Hello, everyone. Welcome. Come on in. I'm so glad that you are here. You are joining me live in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio. My name is Kristen Kona, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And just to make an announcement, as I posted it on my Facebook page, I have been having internet issues for a good probably 14 hours now. So to be safe, I have decided to go ahead and just record this ahead of time. And fingers crossed that I will be able to load this onto Facebook so that you all can see this. So, welcome. Come on in. Please say hello if you're joining me live. Likewise, if you're catching the replay, please say hello. I will be posting this on YouTube once I have my internet back. So, fingers crossed that all goes well. Now is a good time to grab a drink. If you get seasick at all, I'm going to turn the camera around, talk about a couple of things, and then we'll get started on today's projects, okay? So get ready. Here we go. Okay, trying to find the best spot. Okay, that's up close and personal. Now, the other thing about doing it this way is I do not have the option of viewing this on another device. So let's hope this all goes well today. So in my announcements for today, coming up is a class that you can register for right now. You register for the class right now. The class is going to be on the 21st of May, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 4 o'clock for us here in the East Coast. You go on and you order this class just like you would order any of our other products. The class, as you can see, is called Paper Mixer, and they are going to be focusing on the paper medley mix in designer series paper. There are other items that you need to, if you wish to use the products that they are using and create the projects that they are going to create. Here is a look at a list of more supplies that they are going to be using. You can take a screenshot of this and hold on just a second. I'm going to make one adjustment, so hopefully you don't get sick on this. Let me see if that'll stay. Okay. I was hoping, I think it went up a little bit. Oh, sorry. I was hoping it went up a little bit so that you could see everything here in screenshot. Excuse me. One more adjustment. Let's try this again. Up one more. Okay. All right. I think that's a little bit better. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Anyways, these are additional supplies. Take a screenshot of this. If you need any help with anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. This QR code right here, if you scan it, it'll take you directly into my store where you can purchase these supplies. You do have the option of doing a quick ship so that you can get the supplies hopefully here before the class. But if they're not, don't panic because you paid for this class. As soon as the class is over, you will be able to go and watch this over and over again to your heart's content so that you can recreate the projects, okay? So it's super cool. I'd love to have you there. I'm registered and I cannot wait for this to happen. We have a couple of new kits that started this month. One of them is called the Pretty Party. And as you can see, it is all about the balloons. You can do congratulations, birthday wishes. It's time to celebrate. So it encompasses all kinds of things, right? Retirement, birthday, anniversary, graduation maybe. So some fun cards to have on hand. Again, this is a kit. So everything that you need outside of your tools, you'll need tools like your scissors maybe, or a bone folder, that sort of thing. Everything is supplied in here, so that is that one, and this one is $25. The next kit is this beauty here. This is Serene Scenes. Both of these kits, by the way, are stamping kits, so you will need to stamp with them. But again, everything should be in there that you need outside of your tools. So check those out. Then the next thing we have, if you have been watching me and you're like, man, they do a lot of fun things in the Create with Love team. I'd like to be part of it. We'd love to have you. Right now, through May 31st, Stampin' Up! Has a wonderful starter kit promotion. You get $125 worth of product for the $99 and tax. But right now, through the 31st, we have two different options that you can choose from. One of those is all the 5 new in colors that just came out in this catalog. You can get those for free if you join right now. If the ink pads are not something that you're interested in, instead of the ink pads, you could choose the option of an additional $35 worth of product. So now your starter kit, you can pick $160 worth of product. So if you want more details on this, please reach out to me. That's what I'm here for, is to help you out. Okay. I do classes here in my Create with Love studio every week. And so my calendar stays the same from month to month. The only thing that does change are the products, that we use, as do the projects that I create. So mark your calendars. Here are the upcoming classes for June, July, and August. June 1st, we will be using the Waterside Retreat, which is a brand new suite of products in the brand new catalog. It will be at 7 p.m. and you need prepayment to me of $50 by May 18th. So we are coming up on this very, very quickly. If you would like to be part of this class, please let me know so that I can order your items for you and have them here for you to stamp. So the first and last Mondays of the month, I always do a product-based class. The second Monday of the month, I do my 10-card class. There are 10 cards to do when you're here for this class. You do not need to prepay for the 10-card class or the next class, because it varies from person to person. So the 10-card class, it depends on how many cards you end up making, but you do need to RSVP for the 10-card class and the 6-card class 2 weeks prior, so that I am able to cut a kit and have it ready for you, so that when you come here, you can make the cards. If I don't know you're coming, I unfortunately will not have a card kit cut for you. So it's very important that you RSVP. So the 6-card class then will be Monday, June 15th. Again, you don't need to prepay with this one. This one can be free. You can do $30 for the class, or it will be free with the $35 order placed that night. Okay, then the last Monday of June is Valley in Bloom, which is another beautiful suite out of this new catalog. That class will be Monday, June 29th. You must pay $47 to me by June 8th so that I can order the products and have them here for you to create with. Okay, if you have any questions about any of these, please reach out to me. So let's quickly go over July's too, so that you can write them on your calendar. July 6th, we have the Scenic Coast. That one is $52 and due to me by the 15th. July 13th is our 10-card class. July 20th is our 6-card class. And then July 27th is our Velvet Meadow class. This one is $56 and is due to me by July 6th. Both the Scenic Coast and the Velvet Meadow are also suites that are in the brand new catalog. Then August 3rd, we have the Moonlit Flora, again, product-based class, $43, due to me by July 13th, so that I can have products here for you to use. August 11th is our 10-card class. August 17th is our 6-card class. And then the last Monday of the month, I'm not sure which product I'm going to use yet, because we have some brand new products that are going to come out that will be online exclusives, and I am reserving this day for some of those online exclusives. So stay tuned. I will know about these here in about the next week to 2 weeks. So I will go over this in the next week live with you guys. And then, let me see, you need to, if you are interested in Paper Pumpkin, you need to subscribe by the 10th of the month. And then the end of August, the last Friday in August, I've forgotten the date and I didn't write it down on here. I have to update this because I forgot this. But the last Friday of August, we will be doing the new catalog launch again, because this beautiful catalog that we have just started will be replaced with the next catalog. And I do a catalog launch with each of the new catalogs. So we as demonstrators are allowed to pre-order products ahead of anybody else. That is one of the perks for being a demonstrator. And then those items that I have purchased ahead of time, of course, I'm playing with them, right? Getting cards made, getting ready for future classes. I have all of those products that I have pre-ordered with the samples here for you to look at. And it's a party, so we have snacks and we just have a really good time. And of course, we stamp while we do the catalog launch as well. So mark your calendar. Last Friday in August, we will be doing the catalog launch, 7 p.m. And it is run similar to a 6-card class in that it is $30 or free with the $35 order. So that is what's coming up in the Create with Love Studio. Here also, this is not a publication, but if you go online, you can download this. This is a listing of the online exclusive products that started in May, the same time that our catalog went live. If you've been following us for a while, you'll know that not all of our products are in our catalogs. If you want to see everything that Stampin' Up! Has to offer, you do need to go to the online store. So scan that code, go online, and take a look at all the items that are there, because they are wonderful. Just saying. Okay, so since we have started the new catalog on May 5th, right? Was it the 5th? Yes, it was. I can now show you the inside of the catalog. Woo, so exciting. So today's projects that I have cut out and prepared for you ahead of time, we are going to be focusing on the Velvet Meadow suite. And in the suite, if you want it all, this is what we call the I want it all button. It's one number for all of these products. So if you do this item code, it's $79, and you would receive the Velveteen Assortment, the Velvet Meadow DSP, the Dreamy Flowers, and the Flowering Meadow Bundle, which is a stamp set and dies. Okay? So that is what we are going to be looking at today. So let's take a quick peek at these items. Like I said, this is the stamp set. These are the dies. Love these. There are several dies that cut out the stamped images, but look at, there are other standalone dies in here too, so that you can use in addition to enhance your creativity, right? Then let's see, in coordination with that is this beautiful DSP. Do you see these double flowers right here? These double flowers, there is a die in here that you can use to cut these out, so you don't even have to stamp them. This one cuts these out, and you'll be seeing that here in just a little bit on a card that I'm going to create with you. But that is the only one that cuts out that I have discovered. If anybody else sees that it cuts, that these dies cut out anything else, let me know. But of course, you can absolutely take your scissors and cut any of these out, right? But this paper, watch your, oh, that one didn't stick too bad, so we're good. I was going to say watch your ears because it can be loud. But what I want to show you on this DSP, and I have used up quite a bit of this, this side of the, oh, it is on both. No, I got two pieces here. Okay, this side of the DSP has some velvet in it. So these little white flowers right here, they're probably hard to see. Those are a touch of velvet. When you flip it over, you get a smooth side, a textured look to this one. And again, this one is the textured side, different color, basic beige. And then the whites here on these, like the Queen's Anne lace, is white velvet. So the white parts on these DSP are fuzzy. This is a velvet as well. All the white here. And on the back side of this one, it looks like this. Let's see here. We had, this one was a big page that had flowers with some green left over on the top. And these are velvet. Did I show this one already? Nope. And then we have this pattern on the back. This one was the flowers, and that one I think I showed. Like I said, I've used a lot of this. Oh, I know which one I didn't do, and that is this one down here. Let's see if I can get it out. There we go. This one is beautiful. It had a border on one end of the 12 by 12, and this same border was on the opposite side. And then there was a strip in the middle that was just plain. So I cut these down so I could get more card fronts out of them. But this is a border that was left, and this is the pattern on the back side of that. So love this paper. As you can tell, it is well used, well loved. Oh, I don't think I showed this one either, did I? Let me see if I can get this one out. There we go. Oh, and this side is absolutely stunning too. It makes beautiful, beautiful cards. And again, all the white on here is velvet. And this is the back side of that one. So I'm hoping that I covered them all. I know they're in chunks, but go online, or if you have your catalog, take a peek at page 32 and you will get to see it. And then there's other places in the catalog that it is pictured as well, so that you can get a look at it. In addition to all that, in that suite, there are these. And as you can see, these are well loved too. I've been using a ton of them. But these are the Dreamy Flower embellishments. There's adhesive on the back side of them, so we're going to be using these. I've also used in one of my cards these. This is a bundle that you can get. I think it's the Party Banners bundle. These are the banners, and look how ginormous they are. So if you are one that loves to create banners for parties and things, You have to have this. And look at the alphabet. So you can add alphabet on it and spell out welcome or happy birthday, all kinds of things. So add that to your stash. Let me see. I am also going to be using Daffodil Delight ink. I'm going to be using Berry Burst ink. And I'm going to be using one of our brand new ink colors, Peaceful Pine. That is one of them that is in the DSP. Okay. And then on one of my cards, I'm also embossing. So I'm using Versamark ink with our Wow Opaque Bright White and then our heat tool. Okay, so I believe that covers all of that for now, and we will get started on our first card. So this first card that I am doing, I am using a piece of, and I just realized I forgot to punch a couple of things out. That's all right. We'll do what I can, and then, yeah, I'll show you the finished card. Oh, golly. So that you can see what it looks like. Okay. So again, a piece of basic beige that is 8.5 by 5.5 squared at 4 1/4. Where's an assistant when you need one? I know a couple of people on here that are probably watching me. Where are you guys? I need you here to help me. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's our basic beige. Then I have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. I have cut one of our DSPs to 4 by 5 1/4. And that same DSP I've cut 4 by 1/2 inch. Then I need a piece of our basic beige again that is a 1/2 inch by 4 inches. A piece of Peaceful Pine that is 1.5 by 4 3/4. I need a piece of Daffodil Delight 1 by 1.5. And another piece of Daffodil Delight that is 3/8 of an inch by 2 and an 1/8 inch long. And I think, oh, then we needed what I was supposed to do. This is the card we're doing. So yeah, I forgot to punch out a circle and of the white and a circle of the beige. And let me see, I believe I used the 2 3/8 inch punch and the 2.5 inch punch. Yes, I did. Okay, so you'll need a piece of white that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and you will need a piece of basic beige that is also 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 to punch out your circles that I was supposed to have to stamp on. So let me check something out for just a second. Yep. Okay. So we are going to pretend on my scrap papers, my stamping, to show you how I did it if I had my circle with me. Oh gosh. I tell you, this is, well, kind of sort of live. You just never know what you're going to get. So to stamp, I used our Peaceful Pine new ink color, which these are new style ink pads too, if you have not yet seen these. They're easy to open and they are magnetic. And look at this. Isn't this wonderful? Watch how easy to close it and to open it is so, so easy. On the back of here comes stickers with the words on it. These are white because I've already used those. So I take one and I put it on the end of this one so that when this is in my rack, I know which color by looking on the end of it that it is. Likewise, when the lid is off, I can see that it's marked, that I know this lid goes back to Peaceful Pine. Then the second sticker they give you with the Peaceful Pine on it, I put on here so when my pad is open, I also know what color I'm using. Isn't that cool? Love this feature. So when I did my circle, I inked up my stamp, which I'm not sure if I'm in camera range. I inked up my stamp and I stamped one over here, one up toward the top, and then one over here. Now we're pretending, remember, I don't have my circles. So, yeah, you know, that's how it goes sometimes, right? It's all good. See, when you do things live, it is so different than when you're here stamping on your own. Then you open up the Daffodil Delight, and then because it's a photopolymer stamp, you can look down through and stamp your images. Again, I did them on the circle. Then on this background, I took the basic beige and stamped this image behind. And it doesn't matter which one you do first, which one you do second. They take position all on their own. So, and that is how I did that. So let's now put this card together so that you can see how I did it. I have one more thing to stamp, and that is our greeting. And did I? Yes, I did. I didn't know if I had remembered to grab my greeting, but I did. So I'm inking up in the Peaceful Pine again and stamping on the yellow. Okay? So there is my greeting. And after we are done with the live, I can go ahead and finish the card of the pieces I forgot. Okay, so this is our card. And I am going to take the DSP that I'm using on the outside. I am going to put adhesive on here. And this, again, is our 1/2 inch strip by 4 inches. And this is going to get glued to the bottom of our liner. And then adhesive is going to go on here. And then this is going to go on the inside of our card. Okay. We are going to take the 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of DSP. Put adhesive on here. And this one is going to go on here. Then I'm going to take our Peaceful Pine piece, put adhesive on here, and then this one is going to get centered from top to bottom, and I'm trying to get approximately 3 equal borders, top, left, and bottom. Okay. Then I'm going to take our basic beige piece, that's a 1/2 inch by 4 inch, and this one is going to go on here, right about here. Okay. And my stamped circles that I would have done would go here with dimensionals, and then your greeting would go on top. But I want to show you a couple more things. I took this 1 inch by 1 1/2 inch, and I like to take the tip of my scissors, go up about 1/4 inch. I make a little mark, and I'm slightly off, so I'm going over just a little bit. And then I cut from corner to that point to create my banner. And then this one is going to get adhesive on here. And then this one goes to the top of the DSP right here. And then I'm going to take my 7 inch piece of linen thread, tie my bow, and then I'm going to take one of our gems, and it is going to go, well, it was, I am going to add an extra bit of mini glue dots on here. Let's add some of this on here. Okay, come up. There we go. That should work. There we go. And then you can trim down your legs. So again, because I forgot my circles, that pretty much shows you the card, how it went together. And here is the finished card. Okay, that's card number 1. Alrighty, so card number 2 is coming right out of the catalog. I love our catalogs because they are also an idea book. So feel free to copy these cards, alter them, whatever you want to do, but get your inspiration from the catalogs. That's what they're here for. Love them. So to do this card, we need a piece of basic white. This one measures 4 1/4 by 11. Scored it at 5 1/2. That's halfway. Line up the bottom and the corners, and then take a bone folder and burnish. And so this one now becomes a top fold card, or what I like to call our tent card. It opens this way, and this is the top of our card. Okay, for the rest of our pieces, I cut a piece of designer paper that was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. The same DSP, I cut a 1/2 inch strip by 4 1/4. And then I took a piece of our bubble bath pink velvet that measured 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. And went ahead and cut out with that banner. Cut that shape out. Then we need a piece of scrap white that we need to stamp our greenery on for our flowers. And this one measures 2 1/2 by 3. And then I need a piece of basic white that's a 1/2 inch by 3 inches. And then ahead of time, I cut out one of those flowers from the DSP and have that ready for us to go. So, and then we'll do some embellishments. And let me see. I went ahead of time and cut these out as well. And these are the little white flowers that I cut out of white paper, and I'm looking for the dies. These little standalone flowers right here. So this one has 2 together, and then we have a bunch of individuals. Not sure why, but they did. So I just ran the double and one of the singles together to get those 3. So now let's put our card together and do some stamping. So on this one, again, we are using our Peaceful Pine ink. And I need 2 of this stamp. There's 1. And 2 of that one. And then I need 1 of this one. Now I want to show you something when you stamp it. Okay? Do you see this gap here? This is not a mistake. It is not a flaw in your stamp. It is designed so that when you want to stamp the flowers or when you layer on that DSP, you can get this where you want this. Okay, so this would then go like this. Do you see? So there doesn't need to be any ink there. It's helping you to show you where your placement needs to be when you do die cut flowers, or again, if you want to stamp them and they meet together. Because if I were to stamp my flowers here, say I wanted to do it in the Bubble Bath ink and the green was here, that green would show through the pink. You don't want that, right? You don't want to stamp through your flower. So they have created a gap there, so when you stamp it, it looks beautiful. They think of all the things. See? I love that about them. Okay, so that's my peaceful pine. And through the magic of television, I stamped them ahead of time. And I have die cut them, so those are ready. So the next thing I need is I need our greeting and I need our Berry Burst ink. So I'm going to ink up our next greeting in Berry Burst. And that is going to get stamped right here, like so. Okay, so now we just need to assemble. And again, I'm going right off from the picture that's in our catalog. So I'm going to take our DSP. I'm going to flip this over. Put adhesive on the back of our 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this one is the same size as our card. And because the seam is at the top, I'm lining it up with that side first, because if there's any extra, I want it at the bottom, and I could cut that off and not have to worry about cutting where the fold is. Okay, so now I'm going to take the 1/2 inch piece of that same DSP, 4 1/4 by 1/2, and I want to put this one on the inside of our card. And this time I'm going to leave just a little bit of white, just because I like that. Okay, so there is that. Whoops, lost the lid to my glue. All good. So now I'm going to take this velvet piece, I'm going to flip it over and look for my dimensionals that are right here. And so now I'm going to be putting dimensionals on the back of the banner that I had cut out ahead of time. So this is where I use that wonderful banner bundle. Okay. And then this is going to get centered-ish on the front of our card, like so. And now we need to attach our greenery, and I have brought my silicone craft sheet to assist with my adhesive work, so I do not get ink where adhesive where I do not want it. And if you get adhesive on the silicone craft sheet, once it dries, you can clean it off without a problem. So if you do not have a silicone craft sheet, add that to your list. Let me see, I'm looking for my tweezers. And so I'm going to start with this one. And this one's going to go right about there. Okay. Then I need one of those die cuts, and this one is going to go right about there. And my second one is going to go over here, like so. Okay, and now my flowers, I'm going to flip that over. And they are going to get dimensionals. So I'm going to peel the dimensional backings off. And then I'm going to take and put on my flowers like so. And then I need my greeting up on dimensional. So let's put some dimensional on the back of this. Take the backings off. Okay, this then is going to go across here like so. Okay, and now we have our little flowers, our white flowers. So I'm going to take my glue dots for this one, just because there are cuts and the centers are out of those. So I do not want glue, the liquid glue, squirting all over the place on the front of that velvet and gunking it up. So I'm going to use glue dots for my flowers. And we're going to take one of the flowers and we will put one up here. I will take our second flower and it is going to go on here. And then the third white flower is going to go over here. And now we need some of our dreamy flowers added on here. We need 2 white ones. So we're going to use a white one up here. I need another white one down here. And now we need 3 of the berry burst ones. One goes here. There's a little piece of green on here. Not sure where that came from, but I want it gone. There we go. And then another berry burst down here. And then our last berry burst is going to go down here like so. There is the card. Here is the sample that I copied. So see, isn't that cool? Isn't that pretty? So pretty. All right, that is card number 2. Let's go on to our last card. Our last card is the card that we have embossing with. And so let's start with our pieces. And so we have a base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4 of cloud cover cardstock. Again, match up the corners and give it a burnish so that it closes nicely. Then our next piece, we have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. And then we need scrap of peaceful pine to die cut some leaves from. And we need a scrap of white to die cut those leaves from. We need a piece of peaceful pine that is 3/8 by 1 5/8. And I forgot to do that ahead of time too, but you'll get the gist. Oh my goodness. See? And then I have 2 pieces of our DSP, and these measure 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 of our DSP. So that's what I'm going to use. Okay, now this card requires some embossing. I am going to show you how you can use this, but I'm not going to do the heating on here because it'll be loud, but I'll show you what I did. So I'm taking my card front, and I need my embossing buddy, which has a powder in it so that the embossing powder doesn't stick where I don't want it. And you cover the whole thing with that of where you're going to stamp so it doesn't stick. And I am going to do just one flower to show you how I like to do mine. I like to get a scrap piece of paper ready. Then I get my ink ready. And then I open up my powder so it is ready to go. So the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to ink up the stem to the flower, and this one is going to go here. Now it does tone on tone, so you can see where it is. And so now I need the blossoms to the flower. Again, I'm inking those up in Versamark. And again, you can look down through your block, and hopefully you'll be able to see this. I'm trying to do it without getting my head in the way. And stamp your flower. And it takes the flower a little bit longer to show. But then after that one's stamped, I go ahead and dump on my powder and then tap it off. And then you can see where your flower is. And then I continued on and did 2 more sets of those where I wanted them. And then I took my next stamp that I used for a fill-in and stamped those. Then I heated it all at one time. So this is not done. Do not touch this until it's been heated. If you touch this now, the powder will fall off and you won't like your image when you go to heat it. Do not touch the powder. Okay? So I dumped in my leftover powder back into my container so it is there. And I'm going to set this aside so I don't mess with it and I can finish it afterwards. And through the magic of TV, I went ahead and embossed all of my embossing next. Okay, there we go. What do you think of that? We're not done. We got a little bit more to do. So the next thing I need to do is I need my Peaceful Pine. And I need 2 stamps. And so we're going to open this up. And then I need one of these needs to be stamped over here. Ink it up again. One is going to be down here like so. Don't worry about stamping over the top of the embossing. The embossing resists that, meaning it won't stick. Okay, this one is going to go over here, and we're going to take one of these other designs, and it is going to go there. Okay, so there is that one. And let me see. Is that the same? Nope. Okay. So I was supposed to heat emboss this with the greeting. So yeah, I'm going to show you the placement of it. Again, I forgot. Oh golly. Okay, so let's show you how this all goes together. Oh, I have 3 of the DSP. I forgot one for the inside of the card. So I'm going to put adhesive on one of those 3 strips. And then that one is going to go on the liner to the card. And it's longer than what you need. It's all good. So I'm going to take this one and cut that off. Okay, like so. Put adhesive on the back of this. And then this one is going to go to the inside of the card. Okay. And then these 2 strips are going to go on the outside of the card. This one is going to go down here, matched up to the bottom. Okay, just give it a second to dry. Okay, need adhesive on the back side of this one. And then I'm going to turn this around just so I can see it better. And this one is going to get lined up to the bottom of that, or top. I'm when you turn it around. Then we need our greeting. You're going to pretend the greeting's on there, okay? And don't worry, I'm going to do another one afterwards and layer it on top of that. So you will never know that we did this. See? People don't know if you don't tell them. Okay, so this would be our greeting. Will be the greeting. And this one is going to go right about here. And then we have all of these, and I am going to take glue dots again because there is spots in here where the glue can seep out. So I'm just going to place some glue dots on here. And the first one is going to go under here, like so. And I forgot a glue dot under one. It's all good. Grab a glue dot, stick it on the back side of there. There we go. Okay, let's do the next one. Again, this is how we are going to do all of these leaves. And one more for this one. Okay. Oops, come on. And then this one is going to go under here, like so. And now we have our white ones. And we're just going to repeat exactly what we did with the green ones. Put these on here. If you are not currently working with the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a copy of the catalog, please reach out to me so that I can get one to you. And then this one is going to go over here. Whoops, stuck to me. This one's going to go over here like so. And then our last one. And we're going to do, get that off, do that, let me see, one here, and one more, yep, right there, okay, and then this one is going to go on here, like so. And now we just need our embellishments, and this time we are going to use the light pink ones. So we're going to take one of these and put one up here. And we're going to take this one. This one's going to go down here. And this one's going to go here. This one is going to go over here. And then this one, last one, is going to go down here. And again, this would say just because, and that's card number 3. And that one also came out of this wonderful catalog. This one is on page 47. So you can see the card. So I just have to do just because they're embossed. And we will do that once we get off from here. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, that is your projects for today. Let's bring them back in. So there is card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. Thank you for toughing it out with me today. Oh my gosh. I think that internet thing just got to me today and threw me off a little bit in all kinds of ways. So Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will see you next Friday for Live on Friday with Create with Love Stampin' Studio. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.